Words of comfort, ideas for action. It feels like I've given a sermon like this before. Israel's been in crisis. We've had wars before during my rabbinic career. We give words of comfort, resilience, and hope. Truth is, though, I've never had to give a sermon like I'm going to just now. We experienced a pogrom like the ones we learn about in history. I looked up the Kishinev pogrom from 1903, the one that really propelled the Zionist movement forward. October 7th, 2023, last Saturday, was worse. What we are feeling now is new to us. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our ancestors felt these strong feelings, but we haven't. Emotions of dread, of true existential danger, horror, disgust, anger, and many more feelings. Kishinev changed the Jewish world and history forever. 10/7/23 is going to as well. But first, I and every rabbi giving a sermon today has to help transform some of these feelings, the strong, and I'll use the word yucky feelings, to yes, comfort, resilience, and hope, while simultaneously making space for joy for Sam and his family, and for Tamar and Andrew and their families. So I'm going to go to my training, my pastoral education that says we have to begin where people are. Most of us are down in the depths. As Psalm 130 states, I call to you, O God, from the depths of distress. We are collectively depressed today, so I begin there. This week has felt like one long Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of the summer month of Av, when tradition states that both temples were destroyed, and has become a Jewish day to mourn and recall the many tragedies that have befallen Jewish people these last 3,000 years. On Tisha B'Av, we wear plain shoes, plain clothes, sit down low on the floor, and cry out with elegies, with keynote dirges. We let out cries of pure angst. The refrain of the day is Echa. Alas, how? Oy Maya Lanu. Woe, what has befallen us? We are in the depths, and this is a time to just cry out, to shout out, to just cry. The evil and depravity of some human beings is unfathomable. Lama, we say. Why? Echa. How? How can people dehumanize other fellow human beings? We have ritualized Tisha B'Av as a national day of distress, observed in good times and bad times in our history. During the good, it is a reminder of the past. And yes, now we realize it's a warning that the good might not last forever. And during bad times, it gives us a way to respond. So we are in our collective Tisha B'Av at this moment. But we don't need to stay there forever. Because just as we have Tisha B'Av to teach us how to respond to distress and tragedy, we have Passover to teach us about the possibility and the reality of redemption. We say in the Passover Haggadah, B'chol dor vador omdim aleinu l'chalotenu. In every generation, enemies rise up to destroy the Jewish people. V'hakadosh baruch hu, and really all of us together, matzilenu miyadam. We are saved from their hand and their attempts. I think we've all learned this week that Jewish hatred, anti-Semitism, has no quick end. They won't stop hating us. But what is different than the past? What is different than Kishinev when all we wanted was to be able to defend ourselves? We now have Medinat Yisrael, the state of Israel. And we persevered as Jews for millennia without defenses. And now for 75 years, we have been able to fight back, and we will continue. Yes, I know, and that's why we're mourning today. We had a blind spot. We thought that our might, just as potential, was a deterrent. We thought that our enemies finally wanted to live in peace and realized that they would be more successful if they just reached out to us in peace. And that would override their prejudice and hatred for us. We were wrong. It's a new generation, and a new enemy has risen up against us. The barbarism took us back to the medieval times that our ancestors experienced. But now we have the hope and the confidence of the IDF and the Israeli people. We were surprised by this terror, but don't make no mistake, we can fight back. And Israel has never been more ready to do that. Israel hoped to never have to mobilize on the scale that they are doing right now, but they always trained in case it was needed. Now it's needed. Now it's time for Israelis and Jews around the world to redouble and reaffirm support and loyalty for Medinat Yisrael, the state of Israel. Am Yisrael was attacked. We feel attacked. But we're still an ocean away. And so I've experienced people who don't quite know what to do with themselves. Yes, we've attempted to collect materials, but they've been overrun by surplus. How do we get them over to Israel? And is this what they really need? When thankfully the U.S. Armed Services is bringing actual full planes with what is needed. Yes, we have to continue to send money, and lots of it. But it's just a click of a button these days to send money. What else can we do? There's 24 hours in a day. Many of us are not sleeping. We feel this angst. What can we do? Basically, what we've already been doing. Continue to contact our Israeli friends and family. Tell them we love them, that we are cheering them on. And in fact, that's all they're asking for. They're saying, send your money, we'll take it for sure, and just keep telling us that you love us. Love and money. But we need to do something with our hands. We need something cathartic. So we're going to start organizing activity fundraisers, knowing that most of this is cathartic for us. Stay tuned. Later this week, we're going to have a bake sale. People who want to baked goods, please do so. We'll look for the details on how to do it. And then please come and buy some of them. We're going to send the money to Israel. It's a bonus. But yes, just the baking is catharsis to know we are doing something for our brothers and sisters in Israel. And also Rabbi Stecker reminded us on Tuesday, and really the media is doing that as well, that we have to fight a battle of ideas here in America. It is being waged on college campuses and beyond. There are supporters of Palestinian rights. The problem is, though, they seem to reject Israel's right to exist. Since November 29th, 1947, the dream solution has been the division of the land between the river and the sea for a Jewish country and a Palestinian country. Those who choose to engage in this battle of ideas, connect with the Hillel of your alma mater. See what they are doing to support the Jewish students on that campus. If need be, write a letter, sign a petition to the school president if they are not doing what is right. And for sure, contact Senators Schumer and Gillibrand and thank them for their support of Israel. And yes, we can add just observing Judaism, coming to synagogue. I spoke on Yom Kippur about observing Judaism because it gives us benefit, not because we're trying to fight anti-Semitism. Now is the time to be proud to be Jews, to be proud Zionists, and to show that through our actions. Study some texts, come to synagogue, clearly give tzedakah, do all the things that Judaism tells us we should be doing. Speaking of study, our sources are full of resources to help us in this time to mourn, to be angry, and yes, to find the comfort and the hope that we need to carry on. So I'm going to conclude with the cathartic words of the prophet Micah. Thousands of year-old words, where it's a dream of Jewish sovereignty in a world of peace, literally timeless. It begins, Lo yisagoy el goy charev. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, and their spears shall be turned into pruning hooks. Every family shall sit under its own vine and fig tree, with no one to disturb them. For it was the God of hosts who spoke, that through all the peoples walk, each in the name of their gods. We, the Jewish people, will walk in the name of the Eternal. And in that day, declares God, I will assemble the lame, I will gather the outcast, and those I have treated harshly, and I will turn the lame into a remnant, and the expelled into a populous nation. And I, God, will reign over them on Mount Zion, now and forevermore. That's what Israel is. The lame have come back to their home to be a populous nation with its capital at Mount Zion. And let us say, Amen.